Hello, welcome to second video of chromosomes. Now we are going to talk about morphology of chromosomes. In this video, we are discussing about morphology of chromosomes. Morphology of chromosomes. Yes, to study the best stage of morphology of chromosomes will be considered the metaphase of mitosis will be the best stage to be considered for the morphology of chromosomes. Metaphase of mitosis is the best stage for morphological study of chromosomes. So in morphology of chromosomes, what we have to talk about size, shape and structure size, shape and structure of chromosome will be considered the morphological study of or morphology of chromosomes. Now, when you're talking the subheading, that is size. In this size, the number of chromosomes shows variation in the size from one species to another species. For example, the the chromosome size is short. The chromosome size is short as 0.25 microns in size of chromosome that is seen in fungi and birds. The chromosomes of fungi and birds, the size is as short as 0.25 microns in size. The chromosome size as long as 30 microns in size, that is seen in the one of the member of Liliaceae, that is trillium. The member of Liliaceae, that is trillium. In this trillium, we have seen that long sized chromosome, that is 30 microns. This is the trillium is a member of Liliaceae family. Liliaceae is the monocot member or monocot category or monocot family. Right? And there is a long sized chromosome which is called Lamprey's chromosome. We have seen in the oocytes of vertebrates. Oocytes of vertebrates. That is amphibian, salamander. And polytene chromosome is seen in the salivary glands of diphtherian insects. Salivary glands of diphtherian insects. These are the longest or longer chromosomes. Lamprey's chromosome and polytene chromosome. Usually, the plant chromosomes are longer than that of animal chromosomes. chromosomes. Usually animal chromosomes are shorter than that of plant chromosomes. Plant chromosomes are longer than that of animal chromosomes. Yes. So this is regarding the size of chromosomes. The chromosomes short as 0.25 microns will be seen in fungi and birds, and long as 30 microns we have seen in the Trillium, a member of Liliaceae monocot category. We have seen that. And the Lamprey's chromosome is it is seen in oocytes of vertebrates, that is amphibian, salamander. Polygene chromosome, salivary glands of dipteran insects, which is longer chromosomes. These are longer chromosomes. And plant chromosomes, usually they are larger, longer in size comparatively with the animal chromosomes. This is about the size of chromosomes. And the next, shape of chromosomes. Shape of chromosomes. Shape of chromosomes are shape. The prokaryotic chromosome, the shape of prokaryotic chromosome is either circular or round. Either circular or round shaped chromosome is seen in prokaryotic chromosome, prokaryotic cells. Either circular or ring shaped chromosome, ring or round chromosome will be seen in a prokaryotic. But whereas in a eukaryotic chromosomes, it is rod shaped chromosome. Rod shaped chromosome. And then this is the shape of chromosomes. The best stage of shape of chromosomes will be studied in anaphase. Anaphase stage of mitosis. Anaphase chromosomes of mitosis is used as a best stage for the study of shapes of chromosomes. And in this anaphase, the chromosome will be seen V shape, L shape, J shape, and I shape chromosomes will be seen. These are the different shapes of chromosomes so we have seen during anaphase of mitosis. So therefore, the anaphase of mitosis was considered as the best stage of study of shapes of chromosomes. V-shaped chromosome is called metacentric chromosome. Metacentric chromosome. L-shaped chromosome is called submetacentric chromosome. Submetacentric chromosome. Submetacentric chromosome. J-shape will be called telocentric chromosome. Acrocentric chromosome. Acrocentric chromosome. And I-shaped chromosome will be called telocentric chromosome. Telocentric chromosomes. So these are the different shapes of chromosomes that we have studied. In a prokaryotic chromosome, either it is circular or ring or round will be seen. Eukaryotic rod-shaped chromosome. Rod-shaped chromosome means like this. Two arms, right, held together by centromere. And the best stage of study this shape of chromosomes is anaphase of mitosis. In this anaphase, we have seen four shapes of chromosomes V, L, J, and I. Metacentric chromosome is V shape, submetacentric is L shape, acrocentric is J shape, telocentric is I shape chromosomes. So these are the shapes of chromosome that we have studied in this particular time. Next, structure of chromosomes. Structure of chromosomes. Structure of chromosomes. Next, structure of chromosomes. Structurally, chromosomes are having different parts. One is, structurally, chromosomes are having different parts. What are those? The first one is chromatin. Second one is chromonema. Third one is centromere. Fourth one is kinetochores. Fifth one is secondary constriction. Sixth is satellite. Seventh is telomeres. Eighth is nuclear organizer. So these are the different parts of chromosome that we have seen in this. So what are those different parts? Let us look at this. Chromatin, this is the first part. This is also called second part, chromonema. Third part is centromere. Fourth part is, here we have a protein discs are present. These are called fourth part, kinetochores. Fifth, secondary constriction. In this, there is a secondary constriction. This is fifth. Here it is also called eighth part. This is nuclear organizer, eighth part. And from this, here we have seen this is called sixth part. And here at this, seventh part will be present. So these are the different parts of chromosomes that we have seen in this. What are the structurally the chromosomes are having different parts? What are those? Chromatin or chromonemata, centromere. This is centromere, kinetochores, protein disc. Secondary constriction. This is secondary constriction. Satellite. This is satellite. Telomeres, nuclear organizer, which is present here in this region. Okay. These are the parts of chromosome. Now let us discuss each part. Okay. So first part, which is called chromatin. Chromatin is half of the longitudinal chromosome is called chromatin. This is the half of the longitudinal chromosome is called chromatin. Half of the longitudinal metaphase chromosome. Is called chromatin. This chromatin is composed by DNA, RNA and proteins. Okay, RNA, trace amount of RNA will be present in this. This is chromatin. It is a darkly stained region of a chromosome. Okay, this is about this. This is chromatin. Okay, the term chromatin was given by Waldeyer. Fleming was given the term chromatin. That is chromatin. So what is chromatin? Half of the longitudinal chromosome is called chromatin. Chromatin is a darkly stained region of the nucleus, and it is composed by DNA, RNA and proteins. DNA, RNA and proteins. In a eukaryotic chromosome, the histone proteins are present, but whereas in a prokaryotic chromatin, non-histone proteins are present, except this histone proteins, right? And the term chromatin was given by Waldeck Fleming. That is about. Next, second part, chromonema. The elongated rod-shaped structure which could be seen in the prophase, either prophase or early metaphase of the chromosome, is called the elongated rod-shaped structure of chromatin material which is seen during prophase or early stage of metaphase. That half of the chromosome will be called chromonema. This is the early chromosome. In early chromosome, instead of chromatin, we have called it as chromonema. The term chromonema was given by Wachowski. The term chromonema was given by Wachowski. It is otherwise called chromonemata. This is Wachowski. The term chromonemata was given by Wachowski. So, for two names are given for the same structure. One is chromatin, the other one will be chromonema, is given for the same structure, but different stages. During the early early metaphase or prophase, that elongated half of the chromosome is called chromonema or chromonemata. The term is given by Wachowski, and during the complete condensation of metaphase, there is a rod-shaped structure of half of the chromosome is called chromatin or chromatid. For the same structure, two names were given. That is about this one, chromonemata. The term chromonemata was given by Wachowski. Yes, that is about that. Next, third structure. What is the third structure? Third structure is primary constriction. This is called primary constriction or centromere. This is the third structure, centromere. Centromere is otherwise called primary constriction. Centromere is otherwise called primary constriction. It is a non-stainable part. It is non-stainable part of chromosome. Here, this is surrounded by two protein discs. Are called kinetochores. Two protein discs are called kinetochores. Kinetochores will be present in around this primary constriction, which are called kinetochores. Kinetochores are the sites for attachment of spindle apparatus. Okay, these are about centromere. Okay, structurally centromeres differ from secondary constriction, though secondary constriction also non-stainable, but structurally it differs. I'll tell you later. This is about centromere. Centromere is the structure which is otherwise called primary constriction, which hold two arms of chromosomes in a center, and then it is a non-stainable part, and it is surrounded by two proteinaceous discs which are called kinetochores. Kinetochores are attachment to spindle apparatus, right? That is about that. Next one is kinetochores. Kinetochores are two proteinaceous discs which are called kinetochores. These are site of attachment of spindle apparatus. Attachment of spindle apparatus. Spindle apparatus. They are present around the primary constriction. These are present around the primary constriction. Primary constriction. Yes, these are called kinetochores. Kinetochores. These are called kinetochores. Yes. Next one is secondary constriction. Secondary constriction. Secondary constriction is besides primary constriction. There is a secondary non-stainable point of chromosome which is present besides primary constriction is called secondary constriction. This secondary constriction is devoid of kinetochores. Secondary constriction is the devoid of kinetochores. In this secondary constriction, the secondary constriction is it has a specific position. It has a specific position for identification of a secondary constriction from primary constriction, because primary constriction has kinetochores. Secondary constriction does not have that kinetochores, and the position of this secondary constriction is very specific comparatively with this one. That is about secondary constriction. Next one is nuclear organizer. Nuclear organizer in some nuclear organizing chromosomes, where in the secondary constriction, this is secondary constriction, right? In a secondary constriction, there is a particular site is present within the nuclear organizing chromosome where the secondary constriction. In this secondary constriction, the center part is fibrillar part. The secondary constriction is the center part is fibrillar part. Center part is fibrillar. This is the fibrillar part. It is made by RNA, proteins, and trace amount of DNA. Is present. This is fibrillar part, center part, right? And the periphery region. This is the periphery region of secondary constriction, which is called granular part. This granular part is composed by RNA and proteins, but not DNA. RNA and proteins are present, but not DNA. So this secondary constriction, or this will be act as a nuclear organizing for inducing formation of nucleolus. So the secondary constriction is a site for formation of a nucleolus in nuclear organizing chromosomes. Not all the chromosomes. In a nuclear organizing chromosomes, the secondary constriction will be inducing for nucleolus formation. Right? This is about nuclear organizer which is present in the secondary constriction of this one. And the next part satellite. This is satellite. Satellite is elongated knob-like knob-like structure present beyond the secondary constriction, beyond the secondary constriction. So in this point of chromosome cannot be bent. The chromosome cannot be bent at this point, at this satellite point of chromosome. But whereas chromosome can be bent at the primary constriction, but not in the secondary constriction where the satellite chromosome is present. That's why, suppose this is the chromosome, okay, and this is the secondary constriction. Beyond the secondary constriction, there is an elongated rod or knob-like structure is present. This is called SAT. Shortly, it will be called as a SAT, SAT. Briefly, it is called as SAT, SAT. This is called SAT chromosome. SAT chromosome. This is otherwise called tribent. This is otherwise called a tribent. The other term is given for this satellite is tribent. What is satellite? Satellite is elongated rod or knob-like structure which is extended beyond the secondary constriction where the point of chromosome does not bend. But at the primary constriction, the chromosome will be bent. But in secondary constriction where the SAT is present, it does not bend. So that is about satellite chromosome. Next, we are talking about the next part, which is called the telomeres. This is the last part of this chromosome, telomeres. Suppose this is the chromosome satellite. At this point, there are polar bodies are present. These polar bodies are called telomeres. The polar bodies are called telomeres. Telomeres are present at the ends of chromosome. They'll be act as there are polar bodies. These polar bodies will involve in the prevention of fusion of two adjacent chromosomes. Those structures are called polar bodies. Polar bodies. Because of these polar bodies, the two adjacent chromosomes are not overlapped. They will not be fused. Suppose if this telomeres are absent in that ends, so what is happening? The two adjacent chromosomes will be overlapped and form a bundle. But that bundle will not be formed, right? Due to presence of this telomeres. Suppose in case of accident or broken ends of the chromosome, suppose the chromosome is broken. At these ends, due to lack of this telomeres, the broken ends again will be fused. How they will be fused? Due to lack of this telomeres. Those polar bodies are called telomeres, which are present at ends of the chromosome and prevent the fusion of two adjacent chromosomes. In case of broken ends due to accident and all, and where due to lack of this telomeres, the chromosomes will be fused. The broken ends of chromosomes will be fused. So these are about telomeres. Structurally, we have this information about chromosomes. I hope everybody understood about this. All the best. Have a nice day. God bless you.